you all and informed you about how that data had changed. And you get keeping up, or kids keeping up, that's the kids who are at mastery. Are they projected to remain there during the next 3 years? Or not keeping up, students who are at mastery or above, but are projected to fall below mastery during the next 3 years. Now, I really don't know how they determined that this kid was at mastery this year, but next year they're projected to be below mastery. I can't explain that. I don't know how they made the determining factors on that. Maybe Mr. Linville could better explain that to us. That's what I was coming to. They also have different designations for schools, you know, priority, focus, what's some of the other ones? Support, transition, and success. We had a success school this year, and that was Ranger in Lincoln County, which is very good. Our school did not get any ranking because we were still considered a new school. So this year, when we take our test, we will have, I'm sure, a ranking. To look at our scores in math, and math was, we showed a 3% loss in math. And I have to say that our 6th grade, for some reason last year, we tested about 43 kids, 40 kids, and only 4 of them scored mastery in math. Had it not been for that grade, we would have shown an increase in mathematics. I don't know if something went wrong. I do know that we had a teacher who was not certified. This year we have 2 certified math teachers. So I'm hoping to see a jump in that this year. And if we would have just had 8 kids at mastery in 6th grade, we would have had an increase. But we, like I said, we decreased by 3% in math. And if you'll notice, in 4th grade, we have 50% of our students are keeping up, and 50% of our students are not keeping up. And that is kids who scored at mastery or above. And like I say, I don't know how they determined that. There's a projection growth, I do know that. But we didn't get all the reports that the rest of the county got because we are still considered a new school. And in our reading, we had an increase of 4.5%. And Mrs. Lucas and Mr. Midkiff brought in a guy from the State Department and did training with us on West Test scores. And according to him, a 4 to 5% increase is very good. So with reading, I think that we're moving in the right direction. Out of 215 students tested in math, 48% scored either typical or high. 52% scored low. Math is definitely a weakness for us. And we are really working on math when our middle school students have what they call a flex period during the day. Those teachers are working on skills with them, and a lot of them are getting extra math classes. We also are doing our math classes different this year. In middle school, we went away from block scheduling, and so every one of our students gets both math teachers. They get 2 math periods a day, and they get 1 math teacher in the morning, 1 math teacher in the afternoon. So hopefully with them getting like a double dose of the math, with it being presented in different ways, we will see an increase. And our language arts, we had a 65% that were typical to high growth, and only 35% with low growth. So our reading is moving. We now need to try to get our math to where we're moving it as well. Things we're doing to improve our instruction and achievement at Hearts. We do critical skills after school with 3rd and 8th grade students. We have 2 mentor teachers for at-risk students, our PLCs. We do number talks, which is a math program for kindergarten through 5th grade students, and that is just what it says. Kids are talking about numbers, how they go together, how they can break them apart, and learning different strategies for doing that. That has been very beneficial. We've seen, this year is the 2nd year that we have done it, and the teachers who are teaching math say that they can tell a difference with the kids that they got from them having it last year. We are also doing Lucy Calkins reading in 3rd through 5th, and Lucy Calkins writing in kindergarten through 5th. Now, if you are not aware of who Lucy Calkins is, she is considered the #1 person in the United States as far as reading goes. She teaches and works out of Columbia University in New York City. She has developed the Reading and Writing Project, and every teacher in New York City is required to go through her trainings. They are very high level. Ms. McCann here teaches 3rd grade writing and reading with hers, and would you want to tell them a few things about it?
It's a program where kids are on their own levels, and you do a lot of assessment, and so what they're reading is a 3rd grade, you may have kids, the levels are A to Z. I have kids anywhere from L to Q right now, but they're feeling real successful, and because they can read what they're reading instead of, here's your reading book, everybody's reading a reading book, and I may not be able to read a word of it. It's very high level questioning. I had another teacher who came to me, and she just started working with this year, her little girls in 3rd grade, and she said, I don't know what you're doing, but I have never seen her this way with reading. Said she loves it. They are literally enjoying reading. And right now in writing, we're doing nonfiction and reading and writing. They can't wait to write their nonfiction stories. And they know all about headings and subheadings. And I've taught 3rd grade a long time, and I've never had kids where these kids, they're understanding because the program flows so well with reading and writing together. And the things that they're aware of. And I went to Debbie and I said, it's hard. It's hard to teach it because you have to prepare so much. There's so much reading that I have to do myself. But to watch where the kids are growing. Now, I hope in test scores that it shows, but it is a new program, so, and they didn't have it before, so this is their first year. But they're thinking about stories, and I'm just shocked. I wish that I had done this when I had my own kids, because their love of reading is, they can't wait to do it. And one of them said, oh, well, I've asked for my Christmas presents. And I said, get any what you want, think you're 3rd grade kids. I've asked for my own personal set of nonfiction books. And I'm like, So, I mean, when you see kids being excited about what you're doing in class, and right now since we're doing nonfiction, we're doing our project, and we're doing Christmas Around the World, and they can't wait because they're understanding. Reading nonfiction is way different than reading fiction. I had one come to me and said, I need to go down a level because I understand that this nonfiction book's a lot harder, so I need to move down to an M instead of an N so that I can understand it. When you see kids that are understanding that, I don't understand this story, I need to move down. I'm just amazed that their thinking is that. And one mother was really upset because her child was on a level. She thought the little girl looked at her and said, listen, Mom, you need to chill out. I have the year to move up. And they can't wait to be, they want to be assessed. When are you assessing us? We want to move up. We want to see, we're ready to move up another level. Little girl told her mom, said, today's the day. I'm moving up a level. And she did, and they took their SRI. I was really nervous about the SRI because I thought that they've not moved up. So this program, almost every kid was moving up like 100 points. Now, I'm assuming that's good because I don't know a lot about
That's great
SRI.
growth from the beginning of the year until now. That is great
I
growth
mean,
with this.
yeah, they know, they're aware because they would say, because I have 40 kids, I don't remember what their individual SRI score was. They would be, oh, I remember what mine was, I went up. Because they want to see their self-growth. And and the writing, and we are writing nonfiction stories, so one brought me, because they have to do a table of contents, and they have to do their plan, and they brought the table of contents, and they brought headings and the subheadings, and it was Santa Claus, reindeers, and elves. And I was like, how do I address this one? I said, okay, it's perfect. Because it's nonfiction, to them it was real.
Third graders are still in the process of believing that Santa is
What do you
real.
say about that?
You mean he's not?
Well, and they're doing research right now, and that nonfiction, they're like, because when they're reading, it's not like, when we used to sit down and we would read our story and we would answer our questions at the end. We've all done that. They have their book and they have Post-it notes. And as they're reading, they've been trained on what types of things you do. Like in fictional books, they were writing about characters and the characters' motives and the setting and things, their prediction. And now they've switched to nonfiction, and they've seen that. They said, but there are not any characters, and there's not really a setting, so they are figuring out now their Post-it notes are. You'll look at books and like put those Post-it notes all in, and they'll be facts and things that they think are interesting. So I think their understanding of the reading of nonfiction and fiction is so much better than I've ever taught. And other people probably haven't, but what I've seen, I'm just amazed at what they're doing right now.
You attribute a lot of their interest in their games to the fact that they're actually on the level that
Yep.
they're capable of working on.
I think so. And the assessment is it's a great assessment, and because they have to do the reading, and it's a timed reading, and then you time for so long, and they continue to read, and then there's 4 different levels of questions that they have to answer, and to move up a level, you have to do a summary, you have to answer 3 or 4 questions, you have to read so many words in a minute. It's a really good assessment. So they are right where they need to be. And I had one little girl that she was crying. She knew that she was not on her level, even though Mom was pushing for it. She said, I'm just not ready. And they have a desire to move up and to get better in reading. And I think motivating kids is such an issue right now. And we talk about it at school all the time, and I think it's everywhere, and I think it's society in general. It's just kids are so used to everything is handed to you, and everything's a video game, and everything that their motivation to learn and get better is not always there. And if that's it, I want to move up a level, it motivates me to read every day, then the whole program's worth it for that.
And they consider the success themselves.
Yes.
track of their success.
Yeah, they all knew what their SRI score was, they know their level, and they know that, I had 3 come to me today, they said, don't you forget before Christmas, you have to assess us again, you told us you would. Because they know that they have to wait a certain period of time, so you have time to grow. And they are determined, and they know that, you know, if you don't read at home and you don't read at school, you're not gonna get better. So I have more kids that it's not as many excuses why I didn't get my homework done, because they will come and say, 1 3rd grade I don't have at the end of the day, they will come and say, oh, we need post-it notes, we've got to read tonight. And not all of them do that. But the majority of them are doing that. And the writing is just, and I didn't know about the writing at first. I was like, because you just kind of, at the beginning, they just go. And their progress from the beginning of the year to now has been amazing, what they're doing. And writing nonfiction stories in 3rd grade, and I'm kind of blown away by them. I've never done writing in this way. But we have to work in the English and stuff. But they're writing, the amount that they write, and so we'll see, we're getting ready to do our 2nd writing practice. I hope that those scores will go up too.